现在呢要来开始今天精彩的讲座。So today's webinar, the topic is feminine energy. 所以我们先来欢迎我们西塔官方的大老师 Raena 老师。Okay, let's welcome Raena. Yay!
Thank you. Can you hear me? Awesome. Welcome, beautiful souls. I'm so happy to be here today. I really appreciate you all showing up. But before I begin anything, may I scan all of you? All right, let's go to the creative all that is. Everybody gather all the energy from the bottoms of your feet, go through your space and see yourself in a beautiful ball of light. Be any color, but take it up to the sky and the universe. A series of white lights, dark lights, and golden light, all the way up through that jelly-like substance and into that tingly white light. Let unconditional love fill every cell of your body. While you're there, say, Creator, thank you for my life. Take a deep breath in and open your eyes. As Anne said, today we're going to explore the divine feminine energy.
You sound a little bit far away, so can you turn up the volume so the Xinghui can translate? Yeah, thank you so much. We
Yes,
appreciate this.
absolutely. How about now? Can you hear it better?
Yes, better. Yes, better. Thank you so much.
Okay. So let's see, where was I? The divine feminine energy. Now, we're not going to explore it as an idea or a trend or something that is performed or earned or achieved or something that we're becoming, because it's really just this living, breathing intelligence, emotions, intuitive awareness that already exists within you. That divine feminine is not gender specific. It's an energetic principle, a way of being. It's a frequency, it's a presence, it's intuition, it's embodiment, it's creativity, emotional truth, and presence. It has a wisdom and a sensuality to it. And it's that energy that allows truth to flow rather than force things. And for most of our modern life, I feel like we all were conditioned to really value that constant action, that productivity, anything that has to do with controlling, that that linear progress. But those qualities are more expressions of that masculine energy, and they do serve a purpose. And when it's in balance, it's a great thing. But if that dominant masculine is unchecked, it can really disconnect us from our inner rhythm and from that wisdom that really our bodies and our intuitive, divine feminine hold. But if we want to restore our balance, that feminine really invites us to listen instead of pushing, to feel instead of overriding, and to turn in and trust ourselves instead of controlling everything that's around us. And as you listen today, I want you to notice the things that really resonate with you, the things that stir up, or things that really make you have that softness. Whatever it is, write it down, notice it as it comes up. It will tell you a little bit more about the things that are going on within you. Because that divine feminine energy, it really lives in the body first. And that will give you all the clues. It's not in the mind. It's not this, not in the mind the same. And it will speak through like sensations, emotions, intuition. And she, we're going to call this she, communicates in presence, a softness. And before anything's really ever used for words, I feel like the feminine energy just understands through feeling, through sensation, through noticing things that are around you, through presence. Often that knowing happens before the explanation of why. And that's that feminine energy, that intuition. That's not imagination or just wishful thinking. It's your system really recognizing that in that quiet pattern all at once, that this is what's happening. Have you ever seen somebody walk in or felt them walk in and you felt that presence that was with them right away? It wasn't loud. It wasn't that they came in and started moving things around. It was, they had a presence to them. It was something that radiated. It's something that you could feel. It was a knowing. You could tell that they just believed within themselves and had this understanding exactly who they were, not because of their words, not because they even need to say anything. That's that divine energy presence. And it's immediately felt. But when disconnected from the body, usually like if we're protecting or in a controlling mode, that intelligent, intuitive nature becomes harder and harder to hear. I remember when this one time my daughter gave me this meme, and I'll never forget it. It was these two women that were talking to each other, and one of the women said to the other one, if there's ever for a fleeting moment a tiny voice in your head, and that voice tells you you deserve better, listen to her. That's your true love. But if you betray her for long enough, you will lose her. And trust me, I've been trying to get back mine the entire time. And that stuck with me. That was that divine that I'm referring to, that feminine energy that speaks to you. This is why when we embody and encompass everything, it is so essential. And when we disconnect from our body, we're disconnecting from our truth. Obviously, when we return back to our body, we return to ourselves. Receiving isn't taking. Receiving is allowing life to really meet you. It's letting support arrive. It's accepting kindness without explanation, or allowing pleasure without justification. Letting abundance move towards you naturally, whatever it is. But receiving doesn't collapse your power. It restores your whole nervous system. And that feminine receives through your body in a somatic way, almost like when you are allowed to take those deep breaths or your shoulders soften. These are receivings. Your chest is more open. Your pace is more slow, and your body says before your mind ever even explains it. It's these are the times when you're really receiving mode in that feminine energy. But if your body starts to really tighten, and your system doesn't feel safe, that's when your feminine energy knows. It doesn't mean that you've done something wrong. It may mean that you're receiving from guilt, or you just may need some deep repair for your feminine, and it's learning to receive without obligation. Receiving doesn't mean you owe, or that you're weak, or that you need to pay something back later, or that because if you're allowing your system to replenish, that's where you're really honoring that expansion of that feminine energy. It's like the seasons. A feminine divine allows the seasons to happen. It's like when you're in wintertime and a tree kind of goes dormant, but they're not dead. They're allowing everything to happen, to move within time, to make it so that they can rest inside their cycles. That's that wisdom of every phase, just like the seasons that you go through, as do we as our feminine divine. We're not suppressing our emotions. we're not numbing our sensitivity, and we keep going when or keep going without our body asking us to pause. We push through that exhaustion. These are some of the things that we're taught when we aren't actually doing some of the things that we're supposed to be about the seasons of rest or relaxation. I mean, we're just taught to do so many different things. But when that feminine energy feels most open is when we are more in tune with our emotional safety, our senses, we give ourselves more of a permission to feel, that space to really just rest, and that freedom of receiving. It feels like less urgency or a clear yes or no, or emotions that pass without having that lingering going on, or decisions feel really, really clear. It's that quiet nervous system that you don't have to worry about whether something's going on, which I talked about before, where you're looking for the answers for somebody to give you outside yourself. When safety is missing in your life, that feminine feels like it needs to almost like protect itself by closing off. And that looks more like independence or control or emotional containment. This divine energy doesn't disappear. It just closes off until it feels safe again to reopen. That doesn't mean that it's failure. It's intelligence responding to its environment. Maybe when you were young, or you learned at a young age that being open came at a cost. And that cost might look like, or maybe you've heard this before, being too sensitive, being told that you need to calm down, having emotional distress or needing to be managed, or expecting to adapt instead of being met. These feelings of responsibility for even others' own comfort can also be an example of this. So your system really starts to learn how to stay awake, and your body says it's safer for me and myself to just close off feelings. And this is safety, like a safety strategy. But control is not a personality trait. When your feminine energy does not feel supported, it often shifts into this over responsibility. Like I said before, it's like this emotional containment that it pushes and suppresses everything down. It doesn't allow those emotions to feel, to trust the moment, for things to flow. It becomes hyper independent, over the top, almost like where self-sufficiency becomes at its peak, where rest is not there, and leading without receiving. This isn't not the masculine I was talking about. It's not energy overdone in the wrong way. This is that feminine energy working overtime in survival mode. This is why overfunctioning may even feel normal. And if those happen to be things that come up, write them down. Let's talk a little bit about emotional regulation versus emotional suppression. There really is a difference between the two, because feeling emotions safely and managing emotions so that others stay comfortable are completely different. But when emotions are managed instead of felt, the body really just starts to stay tense. And that feminine energy senses it, and it stays guarded. But emotions are not chaos. They're information. And they move through your body so that you can become clearer with your intuition to help you understand what's going on. And allows that feminine energy to give you that clear connection so that you can trust it. You can't really force yourself to be in your feminine energy, though. It just doesn't just open because you decide it should. It opens when you feel held, when you feel safe, when you heard, nurtured, respected, honored, and seen. This doesn't require another person. This requires your own internal support. You. Many people, including myself when I was younger, waited for a partner or the environment to be absolutely perfect in a situation where I could feel safe to be open. But the first thing that you really can do to restore that feminine energy happens inside. And when that happens, you feel like there are signs. You slow your pace. You speak to yourself in more of a steadiness. And you allow yourself to pause without self-judgment, almost like and the pause is a rest. When you're not constantly pushing, you're not in the past, and you're not in the future. And you stop demanding that everything have clarity immediately. You wait for the timing to come, to show up, that trust in that connection, the understanding that the universe has a timing for everything, that nothing's going to pass you by that's meant for you. Your system really starts to begin and trust itself again. That feminine does not need perfect conditions. It just needs consistency and internal support from you. That energy is deeply magnetic because it's authentic. It's rooted in self-trust rather than self-abandonment. And when you're connected to that divine feminine energy, decisions feel less mental and more embodied. You just know. You just know when it's a yes. You know when it's complete. You know when it's time to release. There's just an understanding. You're not second guessing yourself. This is not passivity. This is intelligent receptivity. And receptivity is the capacity to receive guidance from that connection of creator. Pleasure, support, clarity, love without resistance. But it does require safety from within. And it requires that trust in your own self and your own authenticity and the authority to allow yourself to be in that sort of presence. The divine energy does not chase. It aligns. It has complete attraction through its alignment for the things that have been manifested in life. It doesn't force outcomes or allow other things besides what is meant for you to come in. It doesn't shame. The divine energy does, it just witnesses, holds, really just integrates. If you notice any emotions rising right now, just allow it. There's nothing really to analyze. You can just simply let it move by. Just take a deep breath, slow and full, and be present. Don't be thinking about the past of what you've done or the future of where it's going. Just allow those inner rhythms to be really in that clarity of the intuition that you're receiving. And the less that you seek external validation, the more that you inhabit your body, the more grounded you are in your confidence and being in your feminine divine energy. And so I have this exercise that I actually wanted to do. Let me see if I have it here. Just one second. But first we're going to connect to the creator of all that is, make sure that we're connected. So I'm going to walk you up one more time. So everybody gather all the energy from the bottom of your feet, go through space and see yourself in a beautiful ball of light. Take it up through the sky and the universe, a series of white lights, dark lights, and golden light, all the way up through that sterling-like substance and into that tingly white light. Where you're going to let that unconditional love, that pure creation energy flow all through you. And you're going to bring that awareness that you have now to your heart space. And I want you to notice how you're feeling today. And I want you to bring that energy down into your belly, where your womb would be, or your solar plexus. I want you to notice the things that you feel there, and then down into your hips. This is where that center of your feminine intelligence, that creation, that rhythm is. This is where you hold it in that hip, that feminine divine energy. And I want you to say to yourself, or quietly or out loud, whatever, it is safe for me to be in my body. And we can give you these as downloads as well. You know that it's safe to be in your body. And I want you to notice how your body responds. And I want you to say, it is safe for me to receive. And then we're going to give you a download that you know what it feels like to receive, and that it's safe to do so. And we're going to download, you know that it's safe to be valuable without pushing. If you notice any tightness or any effort or holding on, or you're observing your body right now, or you're staying in your space, there's no need to remove it. Just allow that creation energy to just rest there and with unconditional love. And I'm going to give you some more downloads that you know that you can feel safe while being soft, that you can be magnetic without effort, that you can trust your timing, and that you can receive love, support, and abundance. If you like that, go ahead and say yes. And as those downloads come in, I want you to take a deep breath in. And of course, open your eyes. That feminine energy obviously doesn't replace masculine energy. It harmonizes it. It's a balance thing. And the goal isn't to stay in that feminine state. The goal is not to abandon yourself when life asks you to show up or something of you. The feminine integration is subtle. And I had this conversation with some of my girlfriends about this topic itself. And a lot of them told me that they felt like it was really more of a dramatic thing. But in reality, it doesn't show up that way. It's more quiet. It's that pause before saying yes, or letting silence exist, or feeling a no without having to even explain it. It's that resting before that complete and utter exhaustion, knowing in your timing when that is, and trusting it in your body. I can't say this enough. These are huge moments that really matter when it comes to your feminine energy. Yes, rituals are great. And everybody knows I love rituals, and I love things that you can do, and and there are daily practices that you have. And receiving is an ongoing repair, but there are also other things that you can practice when you're stepping into your feminine energy, like letting something be easy. These are practices that are not always easy for everyone. When I sat around and talked to my girlfriends about this, they were like, even accepting help without guilt was one of the biggest ones. Allowing that to really just anchor in that it's okay to take pleasure seriously. Allowing rest without planning. How many of you are planning for the weekend and have been all week to be like, yep, now I can rest because it's my Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, or because Saturday I can, or Sunday the kids are doing this, or how many of you have been planning just to have rest, not just allowing it without the planning? It happens all the time. Or letting life meet you halfway. Receiving isn't passive. It's that trust in motion. It's movement. It's allowing things to really flow within you. And before I close, I want you to take a moment to really reflect inward. I want you to look inside and see, did you notice any shifts today? Have you softened? Do you feel more available? This divine energy, if you allow it, will continue to unfold through you. It's the energy that integrates that gentle, quiet, yet powerful energy. Trust that it's already in you. Trust that timing, that wisdom, and thank yourself for showing up, for listening and remembering. And as you move forward, may you have that presence, that softness, that discernment, and be able to embody your real truth, knowing how truly amazing you are and the difference that you make, that you are enough and you always, always have been. Thank you very much for showing up today. I appreciate each one of you. It's always great to be here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
for today's talk. 感谢老师今天and it was truly inspiring. 真的很启发我们。Yeah, and we are so grateful for your time, for sharing your insights. 我们很感谢老师分享神性女性能量的的主题。And Raena's book is coming out very soon. Raena 老师的书呢即将出版。And also someone asked me how they can book sessions, so I direct them to you. If you want to sign up on Raena's session, please go to her site, and I will send a link shortly. 最近有人在问我要找 Raena 老师做个案所以呢大家可以到 Raena 老师的网站去看看。Thank you, and let's take a picture, and let's end today's beautiful talk. Okay, 1, 2, 3, yay! Thank you, 信慧thank you, 信慧，谢谢信慧 for translation. 感恩信慧 and I'm gonna see 信慧 very soon. And thank you, Raena. We love you, and we'll see you next month. Thank you, love you all. 感谢大家参加，拜拜，拜拜。